Welcome back. Today we're talking about my favorite film of 1998, and again, one of my top favorite films ever, Alex Proyas's 1998 Dark City. I remember going to a screening of Scream 2 at my local theater, the theater I would get my first job at, but I wasn't working there at the time. I think I saw Scream 2 in late December-ish when it came out. This movie was released in February, and I'd gotten a job at the theater in February, although I didn't see Dark City at that same theater, saw it at a different theater. Anyway, I remember watching Scream 2, and during the previews, I saw a preview for this, but I'd walked in during the middle. And just the style of the preview, it was kind of dark, and the music and the clouds and all that. I remember saying to my mom, "This looks like The Crow." And then this title card that came up that said, "From the director of The Crow." So this is my second VHS copy. I have another one somewhere. This is the widescreen edition I would buy years later, but I had the original pan and scan first release. This is just a top-notch movie. You got Kiefer Sutherland, pre-24. Rufus Sewell, who was kind of an unknown at the time and hasn't really been in too many big things. He's been in big things, but if you say Rufus Sewell to people, they're not going to know who the hell you're talking about. Jennifer Connelly, of course, whom I love, and William Hurt. I think the story is really great. I think the cinematography is great. I think the film, the look of it, the sound of it, everything about this movie I think is amazing. So even Roger Ebert said this is one of the best movies of the year. He gives a great commentary on the DVD. So this is like my prime Jennifer Connelly era in the 90s when she was still kind of a full-bodied woman before she got all skinny. It's like this and Requiem for a Dream, Waking the Dead, Inventing the Abbots. This is one film I always wanted to show on 35mm. Luckily, I saw it on 35mm because I saw it in '98, but I was never able to get my hands on a copy to run. I did see it in 2015-ish. My theater ran it, but they did a DCP that they had created off of a Blu-ray, and the idiots doing it used the director's cut instead of the original theatrical version. And this is a rare instance where I actually like the theatrical version more than I like the director's cut. So I don't think the director's cut adds too much to it. And since I'd been watching this movie on tape and DVD from 1998, 99 up until whenever the director's cut was released, I don't remember when, 2004, 2005, something like that, I was so used to the edits, the sound cues, the music cues and all that when I'd watch the director's cut, it'd throw me off. So I'm just much more into the theatrical version. I do like watching the widescreen version, of course, but I do like the theatrical over the director's cut. I still think this is Alex Proyas's best film. The Crow is pretty great too, but I think as it goes all across the board, writing, directing, acting, visually, the music, everything about this movie I think is great. If you've never seen it, definitely check it out. And that is Dark City.